right, everybody. So our next topic here, our second main topic, keeps us in the world of DC and in the world of HBO Max because recently we just had the latest trailer of the Snyder cut of Justice League come out, which the trailer itself wasn't. It was a lot of the same footage we already saw, but it's more of just like an extended look at the kind of the teaser that came out a while ago with Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah and everything. It was just like a 2.5 minute version of that same trailer with a couple new shots here and there, but it wasn't anything that like blew my socks off. I mean, I'm already excited for the movie. Can't wait to see it. So whatever. More interestingly, though, in my opinion at least, I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but they got a shot of this new concept look at the dark side in his armor. It was released, which that's what I've been waiting to see this entire time. Because I mean, in the shot of Darkseid in the trailer is still that same like flashback shot of him coming, and fighting the Amazons and the Greek gods and all them, the lanterns there, just in the past before he put on the mantle of Darkseid,
Yeah.
and so I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to see what Zack Snyder's actual like true interpretation, quote unquote, of Darkseid was, and this really excited me because this is why Darkseid's like my favorite DC villain, dude. Like aside from the Joker, like this is my dude. So what do you guys think of what did you guys think of the trailer, and then what do you think of this look at Darkseid here?
I thought it was the trailer looked good. Like you said, it's not a lot of new footage or anything like that, but the Darkseid picture, it's good stuff.
Primo, dude.
Yeah, primo.
The eyes bloom with the Omega effect is, I mean, that's, I've seen some cool, obviously, artist rendering of Darkseid over my comic book reading career, and that right there encapsulates a lot of those really cool images. The only thing maybe, and I don't know, maybe they tried it and maybe it didn't work, would be if you had like the little steam trails or the little red effects coming out of the eyes at the same
Right.
time. But regardless, it still looks phenomenal. I also really like the Omega symbol kind of carved into his chest piece there, or at least outlining the chest piece. I think it looks very, very slick. Makes me really excited to see. Again, double-edged sword here. I'm really excited to see it. I'm also kind of apprehensive because I'm worried that this is going to be, we're going to get a shot that's about as long as looking at this picture of him in this armor, and then it's going to cut to black because that's going to be the end of the movie, and we're going to, I'll have to sit and pray and cross our fingers and do whatever we have to do another release the Snyder cut petition online to get the second part of this story. So
right. So hopefully, though, kind of like we were saying before, with the Wonder Woman topic, if it's able to bump up them subscription numbers in a lot of ways, and the same applies if the Snyder cut comes out and they just get a flood of subscriptions come in for HBO Max and it's well received and yada yada yada, maybe that hope is alive. Maybe they'll consider doing a Snyder cut part two. Maybe.
Well, I mean, and you guys can tell me if my math's off on this, but let's say Wonder Woman bumps them up. Let's say they're 30, 40 million right now. Let's say Wonder Woman gets them up to 80, 70 or 80, and then let's say Snyder Cut gets them up to 100. Let's say between those two releases, they're somehow able to retain subscribers and get up to 100 million subscribers for their platform. At $15 per subscriber, you're talking about $1.5 billion, correct?
Yeah, I was gonna see is that you showed up. My calculator was right on your screen for a minute. So you became the calculator.
You be calculator. Okay.
Yeah.
So
because it's like 15 or 16 a month for HBO Max.
Yeah. I'm keeping it ballpark at the 15 range. But that's $1.5 billion a month. If you can retain that, I mean, I don't. That's you're talking about 12, $18 billion a year in revenue from the stream, and that's without adding anybody else, any other subscribers. If you can just maintain that 100 million, let alone get up to the 200 that Netflix is at, I mean, that's a
That's
portion
insane.
of that is the production budget for another cut of the Snyder. So I definitely see where if it's popular enough, if it drives subscription enough, I don't see why they wouldn't do it. I mean, it's not like they're going to be hurting for money to do it at that point.
No,
So
no.
Yeah. Well, that's the
A lot of
thing
money.
too. Like with those numbers right there. Like if you're able to retain, 100 million subscribers, that's a 1.5 billion dollars a month.
month,
You know what I
That's
mean? A
insane.
month. Like Disney had the best, record-breaking box office year in 2019, and it was like around 10 billion, I think, between like 7 and 10 billion made at the box office. This is
yeah,
1 billion a month or more, which is
Yeah.
yeah,
again points as to like why I can see financially speaking why Disney and why HBO want to focus more on their streaming service because for one, it's just reliable money, let alone it being, just an absurd amount of money that, we'll never see. But that's like every month you're getting $1 billion.
sure,
Like,
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
consistent. Whereas you put a movie out, like Tenet, we were saying just came out and only made like 300 million in the theater. You know what I mean? Like even for a fact you're going to be getting that 1.5 billion every month. So why not bump those numbers up as best you can? It
Yeah.
makes fiscal
sure.
sense. So but yeah, I could definitely see it coming. Like you said, my biggest fear for it is that this is, that's all we're gonna see, right? It's just like this is it. We're gonna see this for five
I
seconds,
don't
and
think that'll
then
be
he's
the
gonna go
case.
away.
I don't think that'll
Yeah,
be the case.
No, but it from everything we know, Rick, it really will be the case because Darkseid wasn't actually like a main
Yeah.
character in the movie. He
No,
was
yeah,
supposed
he
to be
wasn't.
set up for the second one. Like that's what we know notoriously. So like
Yeah.
and then especially if it was, I don't know how much Zach was like kind of talking out of his ass by any means, but he said there's only like 4 to 5 minutes of new footage like he actually shot for the movie. I don't know. Maybe he was only referring to like shot like with an
With an
actor
actual
on
camera
camera,
versus like
like
yeah,
animated.
yeah, versus some CG stuff. So maybe him putting in 4 minutes of CG Dark Side in addition to it maybe it's there too. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. I don't know. I'm excited to see just more Dark Side in general, like any way I can. So that's all I'm at with that. And then we got another picture from the Snyder Cut came out from Joe Manganiello, Deathstroke
Oh yeah.
himself, released him picture of him on set there looking just savage as a motherfucker.
Oh
Like
yeah.
just looking great. Like,
Rocking
he
that
looks
mohawk now too.
yeah, rocking the mohawk with his new hairdo. Because previously, he was what he looked like at the end of
He looks like a
Justice
nerd
League.
compared to the new picture
I
there.
know he does. He just look. It's completely different. Ironically, it's like black and white. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's quite clearly.
Yeah,
Quite
it's
clearly.
literally though. But yeah, he looks great. And I don't know. I was telling you, Rick, when we were talking about this shot. When I was first showing you, like I don't know how much I really care about the mohawk or care for it.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad,
I
but
don't think it hurts it, and I don't think it helps it. Like I think it's a. I think
you have to see it when it's like, when you actually see it outside of like a picture.
yeah. I
Like,
mean, the way he looked in the end of Justice League there in that other picture, that's like the your classical Slade Wilson like
yeah,
look.
yeah.
The mohawk, I don't like I said, I don't know if it's better or worse. He looks great with it in this picture, but I don't know. It looks fine. I think it looks good.
this yeah, I think I mentioned this to you when you first told me about this, Rob. That they it's going to be interesting to see what role Deathstroke and the Joker, because we've heard that the Joker is coming back, play. Um, there was also some chatter online this week about what the Joker's role in this movie is, and how it's Zach had a quote that this is a, I believe I'm quoting this correct, a more road weary Joker, which is just kind of a phrase I would never have expected to hear. The Joker is chaos. He's anarchy.
Yeah.
He's carnage. He's not so for the Joker to be road weary, like life has taken a toll on him or something. That seems to be like he's the one that takes a toll on life, not the other way around. So
Right.
That's a good
I'm
way to
not
put it.
really I'm not really sure what to yeah I'm not really sure what to expect from that. Um, except that I will say that this image of Deathstroke, maybe it's the black and white shot, maybe it's the mohawk, I don't know, but he looks like a older, more road weary version of Deathstroke. So maybe there's
Weathered,
something
yeah.
Yeah.
about what's going on that ties these villains together in this way, and is responsible for this change in the look.
I like the
Well,
eye patch better.
the eye patch almost it just looks the same and maybe bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was telling you, John, though, the only thing I care about, because I was one of the few people out there who I did like Jared Leto's Joker. Like, for the most part, he was underutilized, and maybe didn't like
mhm,
some of the creative choices they went with him. But the main thing I was telling you is that all I care about with Joker being brought back in any capacity, at least with Jared Leto's Joker, is that hopefully him being road weary or whatever, like took him to a tattoo parlor to get some tattoo removal
Yeah.
done. That's all I care about. I just because if anything, I just didn't like the actual look of his Joker. I was fine with the white skin and like the bleach
yeah,
chemical one, like from the animated. I was good for him not having a bigger makeup smile or like scarring like Heath, and it was just red lipstick. I'm fine with all that. It's like Dark Knight Returns stuff. It's just like a very classic looking Joker for the most part, but then they threw on those stupid tattoos,
Stupid.
and that's the thing.
Gosh.
I'm fine with tattoos. I have tattoos. It's not that like I'm against tattoos. They're just stupid tattoos,
They're
and they're
yeah.
in stupid locations. They're you know what? I hate saying this, but like they're cringy as fuck.
Oh, they
They're
are.
just
Do you remember when
cringy.
they
Like
dropped the first picture of him where you saw the tattoos and the backlash that came out of that? Like,
it's just so dumb. Like the one, and like, because literally to speak more towards the cringe factor of it, like he had that smiley face thing on his hand, and he literally in the movie puts it up on and starts going like like it's dumb.
it's like somebody who never had tattoos just wanted to get the goofiest shit they could.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah. It's literally like that's what I didn't like about it. I didn't like that look. Like I was even fine if you
yeah,
want to give him the crocodile skin purple coat. If you want him to wear that, fine. But just get rid of
whatever.
the tattoos. Get rid of the tattoos. That's all I care about. But otherwise, I'm looking forward to seeing whatever they're gonna do with them. And that's the thing too, is speaking back to like the 4 to 5 minutes of new footage, like you have to assume it was already confirmed that neither of these characters, being Joker and Deathstroke, they weren't supposed to be in. I mean, Deathstroke had his appearance at the end of it, but Joker is a completely new addition. Zach said that like
Yeah.
he did not have actual plans for him to be in the original Justice League movie. So, like, we know some of that 4 minutes of footage is Joker 100%, and we know because Joe Manganiello here was on set doing this, that Deathstroke is some of that 4 minutes too. So, kind of rules out more of it being Dark Side in some ways too,
Which
Do,
unfortunately.
we've talked about this before, but with the more information we get and seeing some of this, and Zach talking about the Joker, do you think that this is? I mean, does this reinforce in your mind at all the idea that they are going to have maybe a Batman? Because the idea was that there was going to be a Batman kind of versus Deathstroke movie that came out after Justice League, when Zach was still attached. Do you think that this leads more weight to the fact that we might be getting an HBO Max Batman versus Deathstroke series slash movie? Do you think that that's why these two in particular were brought back, and they're showing more of them to get audiences reacquainted with them and in preparation for that?
In
was
my mind, sorry, what were you gonna say,
I
Rick?
was just gonna say I certainly hope so. That'd be an awesome movie.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was gonna say. In my mind, and like I said a couple weeks ago, when like the news first came out, when Joker and Deathstroke were coming back, I guess coming into the movie. The only thing that made sense at all, especially as far as the overall story of the Justice League movie, because we know the story, right? Like, Steppenwolf comes in, invades. That's the general premise of the story. And when you look at it, it through that lens, the Joker and Deathstroke do not fit into that movie. Like the only thing they really would fit into at that point is setting up another movie. Kind of like they did at the end of Justice League with Deathstroke. Like
Yeah,
they just post credit scene set up another movie. That's really all I can see their role really being in Justice League movie. So in my mind, I don't really see anything else you would kind of be able to even do with them. So I'm hoping that it is indeed just set up for Ben Affleck solo Batman movie that they're just gonna do on HBO Max and just let it be its own thing. That's what I hope, because then we were talking
yeah,
about before there were those rumors about the inclusion of more of the Joker killing Robin and how that happened and how that affected Bruce and like all that. Like I'd love to see all that stuff actually played out, in Ben Affleck's Batman movie. And like I said, there were rumors, like not rumors, there were some, I forget who it was, but someone at DC, like a notable person at DC who did a lot of the animated stuff. I think it was Jay Oliva or Olivia, whatever his last name is. I think it was him. He directs a lot of the animated movies and everything. So take that, you love it or hate it, whatever, as far as his work goes. But he said that he read the Ben Affleck Batman script and he said it was like the best Batman script he'd ever read before. So like, and then the movie got canned. So
Yeah.
Ben Affleck being like my favorite Batman, like I've one of the best directors in the world right now. I'd love to see a Ben Affleck directed, Ben Affleck starring Batman movie. That'd be amazing, especially his pitch of Batman versus Deathstroke. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah.
That Arkham Origins game, like that fight between them two.
Oh, that was so
Yep.
good.
Like, I want to see that on screen.
Yeah.
It sounds great. So I'm hoping, and in my mind, that's all I can really see it leading up to. So I don't know. You guys got any other thoughts on this not Justice League? I mean, Snyder cut stuff. Yeah.
It can't come soon enough. I mean,
Yeah.
they're
it.
teasing the hell out of it, but hopefully we get it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So, question is, guys, what do you think about all this? Did you like the Justice League trailer? Do you kind of feel like me? Not that it was bad by any means, but is this a little bit more of the same, and you're already kind of hyped up for it to begin with, and at this point, you just want to see more? What did you think about the Dark Side stuff? Because if anything, I liked that Dark Side picture probably more than anything. That was my favorite thing out of any of the Snyder Cut news this week. That Dark Side shot did it for me. So whatever it was for you, what did it for you with the Snyder Cut stuff this week? Let us know down in the comment section below.